with your round of applause, Frank Furness. The floor is yours.
Right, good afternoon. Oh, it's great to be over here today. I want to tell you a little bit about my story. I come from a place called South Africa. Grew up in a little mining town. My dad was a miner. Every day he would go underground 2 miles, come back up again. And it was a nice little village life. We enjoyed it. But the problem was, where we lived, we stayed on almost like sponge. So every time it rained, our whole village would sink a little bit. Every day my dad would go out. He would look at the meter on the side of the house. And if we sunk too much, they just moved us to another house. 2 days after my 9th birthday, 4 o'clock in the morning, sirens going off, you've got to get out of the village. The whole village is sinking in. That's one of the sinkholes there. One family disappeared, never to be seen again. There's another hole that was about 100 meters from where we stayed. And that was the death of a village. All of our clothes are there. It has become a ghost town. We had to leave there. And we moved in with my grandmother, stayed about 2 hours away. And my dad being a miner, we grew up very, very poor. I always used to get the school uniforms that you used to buy second-hand. The sleeves were always up here somewhere. But when my dad was 48, he decided that he wasn't going to be a miner anymore. He was going to start his own company. He was going to sell. Now remember, my dad's a miner. He didn't know anything about selling, but he went down to the local gold mine and he said, I've come to sell. The guy said, who are you? We've never seen you, we've never heard of you, but we have a big problem underground. Can you help us solve the problem? My dad helped them solve the problem, and from that started one of the biggest mining wholesalers in South Africa. And I remember growing up, he always used to say things to me like, be passionate, love your customers. Me, I didn't want to know any of that stuff. I just want to have fun. I was going to be the first person in my family to get a degree. Nobody had a degree. I was going to become an accountant. Well, it lasted about 10 months and they fired me. Then I did what I always wanted to do. I became a drummer in a rock and roll band. That is the best job on the planet. I had an absolute ball. For 10 years, I was just playing drums in a band. It was fantastic. 1980, I got married. I had to get a real job. I didn't know what to do. But I had a friend who was in sales. He had a Mercedes. He had a swimming pool. He had a tennis court. I thought, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell. Found out where he worked, knocked on the manager's door, and I said, I've come to sell. Well, I failed 3 interviews. I failed 3 aptitude tests. I don't know why I failed, but maybe when I look back, that's what I looked like when I went for my interview. Would you hire this man to sell for you? No. But you know what? I phoned him every morning, 8 o'clock, I phoned him. I said, when am I starting? He said, you're not. The next morning, when am I starting? You're not. I did this for 3 months. Eventually, he gave up before I did. And he gave me a job. And I remember walking in that first morning saying to him, what is selling all about? And this is what he said to me, 1980. He says, you get into the office 8 o'clock in the morning, you pick up the phone and you phone for 2 hours. Every day you phone 20 people, 4 people will say, come and see me. You go and see 4 people a day. 1 won't be there. 1 won't know why you are there. 2 will like you, and 1 will buy from you. Friday morning, you come and you see me, and you give me 5 sales. And that's what I did. I'd come in every day, phone for 2 hours, go and see 4 people a day. The first year, I was the top salesman in the company. I thought, this is fantastic. I then started managing, and my wife and I started buying and selling businesses. We had a jewelry business, we had a restaurant, we had a catering business. And I'd always wanted to go overseas. In 1993, I was offered an opportunity to go over to London and start another sales business with a friend of mine. We started this sales business, We had 3 people that were selling. We had 16 people doing all of the admin. Our little company sold more than any other insurance company in England. We sold it 4 years later. And then I started speaking, and I've been traveling all over the world. I love coming to Iran. It's one of my favorite countries in the world. Fantastic people, fantastic food. And I've always been talking about selling. But you know, about 7 years ago, I realized the internet is changing everything. In the old days, I had to learn how to sell. Now I have to learn how people buy. We saw what Marcus was saying this morning. It's a whole different psychology. Then this thing called the internet came along. In the old days, I was in control. No. Now the customer's in control. They will check out my website. They will look at my LinkedIn profile. They will look at my Facebook, and they will make a decision before I even get in to see them. So things have changed all the time, and that's what I want to talk about in this session, is change. Now, I work with the British Olympic team. I work with the British Paralympic team. I love working in health and fitness. That's one of my favorite ice hockey players. His name is Wayne Gretzky, and that's what he said there. Most players skate to where the puck is. I skate to where the puck is going. It's not where is it now, but where is it going to be in the future? And for all of us in the room here, we've got to start thinking about that. Not where's our business now, but where's it going to be 3 years from now. My very first boss, he was a fantastic guy. He was an Irishman. And I started selling, and I said to him, what happens if I don't close the sale? Whose fault is it? Are we too expensive? Is it our competition? And he gave me a mirror. He said, look in the mirror. If you don't sell, it's only your fault. He said something else to me. He said, every time you go in to see somebody, you have to be 1,000% excited. And he made me do things like, before I'd go and see somebody, I'd walk around the building and I'd smile like this. And then I'd walk in, I would have a big smile. I would be positive, I would be in the right frame of mind. Those basic things are still there today. Everything is still the same. Unbelievable what the companies can do. So we've got to think about change, and there's 5 areas I'm going to talk about today. We're going to talk about social change, generational change, globalization, how the world is changing, becoming more globalized, sales, a big one, how sales is changing, and of course the biggest one, technology. Now think about the first one there, the social changes. There's going to be huge changes happening over here, because what's going to happen now, we can now start selling to the rest of the world. Let's say you've got a carpet company. You can now be selling all over. Before, you had to find a distributor. Now you can have a website. You can go onto LinkedIn. You can use all of the social marketing. You can sell to the rest of the world. Come inside. But think about that. We've got to think about age, religion, culture. If we're going to sell to other people, we've got to change to their cultures. I remember the first time I went to China. I went and I met somebody, and they were giving me their business cards, and I took all of their business cards and I put it in my back pocket. And the CEO of the company came and he said, you're disrespecting everybody that works for me. If you want to work in China, you have to learn our culture. The way that we work over here, we give you a business card with 2 hands. You take it, you lovingly look at it. You look into the person's eyes. Very nice, yeah, great. You put it in your inside pocket, next to your heart. You do not put it over here. I learned the hard way. I then went to Japan, and I got lost one day in Japan. I didn't know where I was. I don't speak any Japanese. So I saw a little old man at the corner. He must have been about 90 years old, sitting over there. And when I was younger, I used to do a bit of karate. And when you do karate, before you have your fight, you always do os. So I thought I would be very respectful to him. So I went, os, can you please tell me where my hotel is? His eyes went big like this. So I'm going to try again. Os, can you please tell me where my hotel is? His eyes went big. He got up and walked away. So I get back to the hotel and I tell the manager the story. He says, you're crazy. Os means I challenge you to a friendly fight. So you've got to learn all the cultural stuff. Language. Language is a really interesting thing. What I love about coming here is so many people speak English. And what we're going to have to do is make those changes. If we're going to work with the Western world, Spanish and English are going to be some of the changes we need to make. And then, of course, lifestyle changes, which leads us to the second one, which is generational. Now, there are so many things happening with the different generations. I want to introduce you to my son on the right-hand side. That's my boy. That's my nephew. My nephew stays with me. He's studying music in London. He's 28 years old. And everybody thinks he's lazy because he hasn't had a job by the age of 28. But he's a genius. I know one day he's going to be a famous film director or music director. He works through the night. He puts in so much work. But traditional society is saying, he's 28. Why hasn't he got a job yet? Why isn't he earning money? He's the new generation. My son on the left-hand side there, he's the new generation. Him and his wife are both lawyers. They work in London, and they earn big money. They were making big money, but they don't have a life. My son was going in, starting work at 8 o'clock in the morning, coming home 12 o'clock at night. One time, he did 35 hours without a break. 35 hours, came home, he slept for 3 hours, went back into the office, and the managers called him in, and he thought they were going to say, well done. And they said to him, why didn't you come in and work on the weekend? And I said to him, you've got to get out of that business. It's not for you. What he's found now is a company that realizes he's part of the younger generation. Younger generation, they want flexibility. They want to work their own hours. My son now works for another company. He starts work 9:30 in the morning. He takes 1.5 hours to go to gym every day. But he finishes 8 o'clock at night. He works harder than anyone else, but they're looking for flexibility. They think totally differently to the way that we do. If we think about the millennials, the youngsters, and we know in Iran, about 60% are under the age of 40. 60% are going to leave their jobs before 3 years. We've just got to realize that. It's going to be happening. We're going to get great people in, but they're going to leave us. I have a financial services company in London, and I get so disappointed every time some of our top people leave us, but I realize that's life. These are the young millennials. 45%, that's my son, 45% will choose flexibility over pay. My son took a $30,000 decrease in pay just so that he could work better hours and work the flexibility he wanted to. Money wasn't that important. 71% of the youngsters want to feel part of that family. You've got to turn your company into a family company. Our financial services firm, every quarter I go in and we go out, we have a sports day. We all play sport, we have fun, we go out, we have a barbecue together. We get back, production increases. For us, it's not a company, it's a big family. They would rather lose their car than their phone. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? They live on their phones. My son lives on his iPhone. This thing is with him everywhere. It's funny. Last year he got married and he bought a house. So I said to him, how did you buy a house? Dad, I Googled it. Jared, you don't buy a house by Googling it. He says, yes, I do, Dad. I don't have time to go and have meetings or do all kinds of stuff. I'll Google it. If they come up on the first page, they must be pretty good. I'll then look at their website. I'll look at their videos. I read their reviews. I will then make a decision on 3 houses. I went in Saturday afternoon. Second one I saw, I said, I want to buy that house. I said, this is crazy. I've been teaching selling all my life. You don't buy like that. He says, Dad, I do. I said, what about your insurance? How did you buy your insurance? Google, Dad. He lives on this, not a computer, not an iPad, on an iPhone. So what we've got to think about is, what does your website look like on an iPhone? What does your website look like mobile? Everything is going mobile now. Now, you say we've got small businesses, maybe we're not Google. Can we do that? Every business can do that. What we've got to realize is just with the youngsters over there, a lot of people think they're disloyal. They come and they stay with us 3 years and they leave us. No, they're not disloyal. That's the way that they've grown up. I said to my son now, he's got a fantastic job, he loves it. I said, how long are you going to stay there? 3 years, Dad. Chad, why are you going to stay 3 years? Got to move on, Dad. You know, got to. Not disloyal. People think they're lazy. They're not. They just work different hours. They wake up later. They're wired totally different to people like me. People think they're unmotivated. They're not. They're just motivated in different ways. So what we've got to think about is how well educated they are. And there are so many in this audience here already. They are some of the smartest people on the planet. They're really, really well educated. Technology. They've grown up with technology. Give them anything and they'll learn how to do it. You know, if we've got youngsters, how many of us use LinkedIn at work? How many of us use LinkedIn? Okay, tomorrow I'll give you some ideas on how to use LinkedIn for sales. LinkedIn is absolutely incredible. When I started out, I used to pick up the phone and cold call. LinkedIn is the new cold call. I can connect with anybody. What I've done now with my young nephew over there, I've got him working for me 2 days a week. And all I do is target the people that I want to contact. So I'll say to him, I want to contact lawyers in London. He looks them up. I write a really nice email to all of them, follow up with it. And you know what? The business follows. It's just so easy to do. The youngsters are so well educated. They really, really are confident as well. You tell them to do something and they'll do it. What we've got to do is we've got to get rid of maybe our old style of thinking. Like my partner in the business is an old style manager. He gets into the office 6 o'clock every morning. He expects everybody to be there at 6 o'clock. Our sales force is between 23 and 35 years old. They don't see the sun before 9 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock, they'll come into work. My partner's got to change. They're not going to change. They can multitask. They can do 3 things at the same time. My wife can be watching TV, ironing, and talking to her sister at the same time. Ladies, you can all multitask, can't you? All the ladies. Men? I try and do that, I'll burn my ear off. But the youngsters, they can do it. Think about the youngsters, they are learning for their exams. They're busy texting and they're listening to music at the same time. Lots and lots of energy, and they have a social mindset. Now, if we're going to start selling to these people, we've got to think differently. We've got to start getting into, like if we, YouTube. Anyone on YouTube? If we can get onto YouTube, that's great. Google. Tomorrow I'll show you how any of us can get onto the first page of Google without paying for it. We brought it up a little bit earlier. Google is looking at social presence. How socially present are you? How much good content are you putting out there? If you do that, you get to the top of Google. I did a little experiment, and if anyone wants to try it, just type in the keywords sales and technology speaker. That's what I do, sales and technology speaker. I'm not in Iran, and yet I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And tomorrow I'll show you everywhere in the world how you can sell on the internet. And we've got to think about those youngsters, how we sell to them. Instagram, who's on Instagram? Instagram is incredible. Iran is one of the hugest countries that use Instagram. The youngsters are visual. They want to see pictures, they want to see videos. If we want to sell to them, we've got to give them all of that kind of stuff. If I've got a carpet shop over here, not only am I going to have the photographs, I'm going to have the videos walking through. I'm going to have a video of them coming into my shop, going through my shop over there. I'm going to have video testimonials of happy customers who have bought carpets from me. So we're going visual. We've got to think about how we change. And they want to be creative. Give them opportunities to think. Give them opportunities to be creative. We have to change massively here. So what do we do for these guys? What do we do? These girls, they love to buy into a vision of a company. They love the corporate culture. They're very, very different to us. I grew up in a very, you've got to make money, drive the best car. No, for the youngsters, it's very different. They don't care about the car. They want to feel valued, and they've got to know there's a career progression. But what they also want is give them very, very quick feedback, whether it's good or it's bad. They're looking for good, and regular feedback. So we've got to think about what changes we've got to make when we're bringing these youngsters into our business. So not only are they working for us, but we're going to be selling to them. And we've got to sell to people the way that they buy, not the way we sell. Everybody buys in a different way. Give them lots and lots of education, offer them flexible hours. So here's another company I worked with in London. I was doing a talk to a group of CEOs, and there's a youngster over there. He's 28 years old, and he's laughing. He's having fun with me. We're having fun. So after the presentation, he says, I've got a recruitment company. Can you come in and do a one-day course on social media for my team? So I said, yeah, that'll be great. I'm thinking, 28 years old, maybe he's got 3 or 4 people working for him. When I got to that company, I could not believe what this 28-year-old had done. At the age of 22, he started working in his mom's bedroom, setting up recruitment, selling recruitment. He then said, I want other youngsters like me to come in and work here. And I've got to treat them well. This is his company over here. They called Your World Recruitment Group. That's him at the top over there in the middle. He's 28 years old. The other guy is 30. The other one is 32. The average age of the people in the company, 30 years old. They have 60 people working for them. They turn over $150 million a year. $150 million a year. These youngsters. But you see, he's realized that he's got to treat them differently. Everywhere is recognition. Wherever you go, there's photographs. Every event they have, a barbecue, a party, there's photographs over there. All of the youngsters, they love that. They love the recognition. He's looked at the colors. What kind of colors work really well? So green is really peaceful. When people come in there, they get free food, they get free juices, they get free breakfasts. And you know what? He doesn't mind paying that because he's got one of the best companies in the world. People can take lunch whenever they want to. And he realizes, again, they are a little bit bored. So he has a games room. They can go and play Wii, they can play computer games. They can play the soccer, they can play darts. It's up to these youngsters. Now, you know how much turnover he has? Hardly anything. All of these young people love working over there. So what we've got to think about in our own businesses is, what do we need to change for those young people? You know, don't think they're lazy, don't think they're unmotivated. They are absolutely incredible. The third area really is globalization, and the world is changing massively. India and China emerging as huge players at the moment. They have been actually for years. And if we have a look at it over here, now this slide is quite interesting. It's an old slide, but I've kept it up here. Over there, it's looking at the major economies by 2030, USA, China, Japan. Guess what? Last year, China passed USA already. China are becoming one of the big players. It was really interesting this morning. I went in and I had breakfast, and the whole restaurant, about 70%, was full of Chinese. Because I think quickly they've realized how much potential there is here for business. And I think over here we've realized the business partners all over the world. Our South African company, MTN. Who knows MTN? Yeah, MTN, great phone company. They realized there was great potential over here for business. So opportunities over here. Now, any of us, we can go global. So what I've done with my business, I outsource just about everything. If I want to do a website, my website will be done in India. I've got some great pens over here. I'm going to be giving away a few a little bit later on. Does anyone want one of these signed pens? Nobody? Okay. But where do I get them? China. So I go to China. I have a house in Spain, and we have a little village in Spain over there. The Spanish haven't changed. Every day from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, they have their sleep. They go, they have the siesta. We have 3 new shops. They are all Chinese. They open at 6 o'clock in the morning. They close 12 o'clock at night. All of the local shops are closing. The Chinese are hard workers. They bring in stuff. They think totally differently. They do things that nobody else does. For us now, small businesses, it's great. We can go global. Small businesses can go all over the world. We can be bringing in goods now from China. We can be sending goods to China. It's an incredible opportunity. I just love what's happening in Iran right now. We are right at the cusp where everything is going to be opening up for Iran. I think it's just the best time ever. Businesses are going to have to adapt to the needs of different cultures. We brought that up before. It's quite interesting. In London, my next door neighbor is Iranian. When he started hearing about the changes, you want a pen? You know, I love salespeople. When you ask, you receive. Give him a round of applause there. Isn't that great? I love that. Good salesperson. So my neighbor is Iranian, and he realized what opportunities were going to happen here. So about 6 months ago, he gave up his job, and he set up a business here in Iran with his business partner. And now there are so many businesses in England looking to open up business over here, but they don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. So he's bringing businesses over. Every 2 weeks, he's bringing businesses over here. If anyone's interested in doing business in England, give me your business cards. I'll give it to Ali. And he just comes over here, brings people over all the time. I was over in America recently, and I was doing a talk there to a company, and what they do is they go into big hotels. As soon as a big hotel wants to bring in new furniture, they buy all the old furniture, they refurbish it and sell it to other hotels. When I was with him, I said, I'm going to speak in Iran. He says, oh, I want to get into Iran more than anything before. So I've put him in touch with Ali now, and they're already speaking. The opportunities that are going to open up, what I want you to think about is don't just think in terms of Iran. I want you to think globally, because there's going to be so many opportunities. China will soon become the #1 English-speaking country in the world. Think about that. They will become the #1. They'll have the largest economy, and it's going to rise to 50 billion. I mean, that's a huge player. So we've got to think about our opportunities. What can we buy? What can we start bringing in from China? So China, for me, are really good for goods, but for services, I love India. India is great. 25% of the population with the higher IQs is greater than the total population of the USA. They have more honors kids than the USA has kids. So here's the opportunities. Anything you want to do, outsourced. So I have lists done for me. I have websites done. Has anyone heard of a website called Elance? E-L-A-N-C-E. Write that one down. E-L-A-N-C-E. Anything you need doing, you go to Elance and you say, this is my project, can you do it for me? You might have something in Iranian and you say, I want you to translate this to Spanish, I want you to translate it to English, because I want to send these brochures all over the world. My website is Iranian, can you translate my website and make me an English website? What you do is you go to Elance and people come in, they bid. The great thing about it is you only pay when the job is finished. There's hardly any risk at all. So we've got to think about all of those opportunities. There it is, Elance. Oh, then we get to the big one, sales. How many of you love selling? Who loves selling? Oh, fantastic. I love it. I love selling. Harvard did a study recently. This is quite interesting. And they looked at what are the top habits of great salespeople. And this is what they came up with. The first one is they don't take no personally. Because often we go out there, we do everything we need to do, but we just don't get the sale. Has anyone found that? You know, you just got to say that's part of it, because no means yes. Not right now, but yes. Maybe in a year's time, maybe in 6 months' time. Top salespeople take 100% responsibility. They don't blame anybody else. If they fail, it is because they haven't got the client excited. They haven't got them motivated. The client doesn't like them. The chemistry is not right. They haven't done everything right. They've got to take 100% responsibility. I love top salespeople, and they've got to have that ambition and that desire to succeed. When you hire any salespeople, they've got to have that desire to succeed. How many of us are hungry for the best cars, the best play? How many of us are hungry? All of us. All of us. In sales, that's what you've got to be. There's a big one. Don't mix with negative people. You know what I love about salespeople? They are positive. Go back to your company. HR are not salespeople. They'll always try and find reasons not to do things. Salespeople are always going to find a way to make something happen. I can see some HR people there saying, no. But I remember I would come in on a Monday morning. I've had a fantastic week. Last week I sold 10 sales. And the negative person will come up to me. They're all going to cancel. Your dog's going to die. And they will do anything to make me unhappy. One thing I learned in sales is never be with those people. Never hang around those people. Avoid those at all. Here's a big one as well. Show high levels of empathy. So let's go and get something over here. Great salespeople put themselves into the shoes of their clients. So here I've got a very big Canadian bill, $1 million over here. I need 2 volunteers over here, please. 2 volunteers. Okay, please come up. First 2 that get you. Run! Yeah, oh, there we go. There's my friend. Here we go. You're up. You won. You lost. You've got to go back. Thank you. Okay, so this is what happens is when you go and see somebody, they're only going to do business with you when they know you, they like you, and they trust you. You 2 strangers now, you don't know each other. Do you want to choose one key? Okay. Do you want to choose one key? Okay, so one of you is going to have the key to open the sale and close the sale. Do you want to try your key? It's working? No. You sure? It must be yours.
Maybe put them together. Sorry.
It's working?
No.
It's not working?
No, not yet.
Okay, well what happens in a sale, things only start to happen when you get to know each other. So for 10 seconds, I want you to tell him what you do and why he should do business with you. You tell him what you do. Give him a round of applause. Didn't they do well? Yeah. Now in 20 seconds, they've got to know each other. And things change when you get to know each other. Do you want to try that lock again? It's working? No, that's impossible. Huh? What about yours?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
see, now once you get to know somebody, the trust happens and business just follows. Now, you know one thing about sales as well, when anybody volunteers, you've got to reward them. So, there you go.
Thank you.
There you go. Round of applause for our 2 volunteers. Thank you so much. Thank you. By the way, these are my little personalized pens I have over here. They work really great with an iPad. They've got that in the front. You pull that out over there and you can write with it. It's got my name on it to remind me who I am at my age. Anybody want one? Woo! Oh dear. Oh, you got it. There, I'm going to get. There we go. Tomorrow I will bring more. Tomorrow I'll bring more.
There's nothing inside.
There's nothing inside.
Yes, thank you so much.
Come to me afterwards. I'll give you one.
Okay.
I'll give you one over there. Are you ready? Okay, tomorrow I'll bring some more pens. You're all salespeople. You love free things, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, this is such fun. I love being with salespeople. So again, let's have a look at some of the other things. There's an interesting thing. They are impeccably honest. Impeccably honest. Never ever lie to a client. You might get the sale. You'll never get another sale. You'll never get another referral. Always, always be honest. Intensely goal-orientated. What are your goals? You see, nobody works for money. We all work for what the money can do for us. To send our children to the best schools, to drive nicer cars, to go on better holidays. What are the goals of everybody that works for you? And what are your goals? Got to be goal-oriented. You've got to have that above-average determination and will to succeed, because we do get a lot of rejection. Does anyone here get any rejection? We all get rejection. Absolutely. You've got to have that will to succeed. And here's a big one. You've got to have the ability to meet with strangers and immediately get them to like you, trust you, and do business with you. You see, you can have the best product in the world. If that person doesn't trust you, or if they don't like you, you're not going to sell that product. Chemistry is everything. Now, again, they did a lot of research, and this is going to tell me a little bit about your personalities. Now, in this audience, we've got 700 people. Everybody's a different personality, and they did research. They spent millions to try and find out what your personality is. And this is going to tell me, to give me a little bit of an idea of who's in the audience. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think about which one would be your personality. Don't think too deeply, just think, what do you think your personality is? Are you a rectangle, a triangle, a circle, or a squiggler? So, hands up first. Over there, the rectangle. Any rectangles? Rectangles. Okay, great. There's a few. Triangles. Triangles, hands up. Okay. Circles. Lots and lots of circles. What about the squigglers? Uh-oh. They did a lot of research. And this is what they found. Okay, let's go back to the rectangles. Can you please stand up? All the rectangles. Rectangles, can you stand up? Okay. Please take a good look at these people. Research shows these are the super intelligent. Yeah. Right, yes. Yeah. Please, sir, you're not allowed to stand up now. Triangles. Hands up, triangles. Can you stand up, triangles? Now, research shows these people are very, very task-oriented. They get things done. They are the best leaders in the business. So well done to our leaders. Great stuff. Those are our business leaders. Yeah. Okay, what about our circles? Our circles, can you stand up, please? Circles, can you all stand up? Research shows that everybody loves you. Let's hold hands and play together. Everybody just wants to hug and love you. We got that right? Yeah? Yeah. Our squigglers. Can our squigglers stand up, please? All of the squigglers. Research shows these people, 24 hours a day, just want to party and have fun. Yeah. So we've got that right. But you know, there are 4 different personalities. Okay, all the squigglers can keep quiet now. They want to just have fun. But you get your task-focused. Your task-focused people, these are normally your CEOs. If I go and sell to that person, they take me into a boardroom. They do not want any small talk. They take me straight in. I had one last year. I went in to go and see somebody, and his first words to me was, "You've got 18 minutes. Start talking." And that's how long you've got to get your sale. If they send you an email, it is 1 line in the subject line. They do not want 50 lines back. They don't want 2 pages. It's 1 line in a subject line. These are our squigglers. That's me. Well, hey, how are you going? Ah, fantastic. Let's go and have some tea. And, oh, these people, they are so enthusiastic. Everybody loves them. Then we have our security focused. These people are not buying your product. They are buying you. What they want is love and hugs. Send them birthday cards. They will phone and they will say, "Can I speak to Ali?" "Ali is not here. Can I put you through to someone else?" "No, Ali knows me. Ali loves me." They just want hugs and cuddles. Then at the top there, those are your accountants, your lawyers. If you go and see them, you will walk in, their office will be full of charts. An email to you will be 15 pages. What they want back is 15 pages in the same font. Check your spelling 3 times. Now, you know, everybody in this room is a different personality, and we do it naturally. You've got to change when you go and see somebody. You see, if I go and see a detail-focused person, and a detail-focused person is a red personality, and they want lots of facts, they want lots of figures, they want all kinds of stuff, but I'm a white personality, and I go in there, "Hey, I'm coming to say," they are going to think I'm crazy. They never want to do business with me. So what I've got to do, I've got to change. You see, that person is never going to change. I'm the one that's got to change. Now when I go in and I see this red personality, I become a red personality as well. And don't every one of us do that as well? Isn't that cool? Catch. So we've got to change. We've got to sell to people the way that they buy. Take a look at this. This is really interesting. The customer relationship of tomorrow. Marcus touched on it. Dimitri touched on it this morning. This is where we are going. People now are looking for the ultimate convenience. I don't want to go to a shop anymore. I want to buy a new washing machine. Why must I get in my car? Why must I drive to the shop? Why must I wait for somebody who doesn't really want to work there to serve me? I can go onto the internet. I can watch the videos. I can look at the prices. I can sit in my own house and order it and say, "I want it tomorrow at 3 o'clock." Are we providing our clients with the ultimate convenience? Customers are looking for awesome companies to buy from. We saw it this morning. Amazon, absolutely incredible. They put your name in. They know your buying habits. You're never going to leave them. And then, of course, we want the most personal experiences. What Amazon are doing. Dear Frank, dear Mike, they're putting your name in over there. Are we doing this for our clients? Are we giving them those personal experiences? And then on-demand product and services. I want it when I want it. I want you to deliver that carpet when I want it, which day I want to. And if you can't do it, I will find somebody else that will do it. Again, Marcus mentioned some great companies. Airbnb. Now, the funny thing is, I've just been in America. Their CEO is 32 years old. He has just been voted the youngest billionaire in America. He is worth $25 billion. $25 billion. Why? He's looked at all of that there. He said, this is what people are looking for. Let's just give it to them. We then have Uber. I mean, how crazy is this company? You know, Airbnb, they don't own one property. Uber does not own one taxi. I was in America recently, and I wanted to go from my house to the airport. So I phoned a taxi company. They normally charge me $70. They were 45 minutes late. I went to my app. I clicked Uber. 3 minutes later, a taxi was there. I paid $27. I will now never go back to that other company. I will be with Uber for life because they're giving me convenience when I want it. And all kinds of companies are starting to do that now. Now, the great thing over here, we have incredible opportunities to do all of this for our clients. I go into London quite often, and I never drive into London. I take the train in. But sometimes you need a car when you're in London. So what does one company do? They start a company called Drive Now. I can go into London, and I've got the app now. They've got my credit card details. I can go on a map. I can find an electric car. I point my iPhone at it. The doors unlock. I get inside. It starts. I drive around. They charge me 70 cents a minute. I then see where I want to park it. I park it in a place. I point it. I lock it. I walk away. How convenient is that? And again, we've got to start thinking about what can we be doing to make things differently. Who's heard of Adele? Adele, our best singer? Hello? Hello, Adele? Okay, there we go. It's not too good. But you know what happened? Adele works for a very small little music company in London. And when they brought out their new hit, Hello, they decided 1 week before they released that, they were going to put it on YouTube. The music companies went crazy. They said, you can't put it on YouTube. Nobody will buy it. Everybody will illegally download it. They said, no. People will listen to it. In 1 week's time, they will go and buy it. And that's what happened when they put it out there. In 1 week, 235 million views. Think about that. 235 million views in 1 week. When it was released 2 weeks later, she had #1 in just about every country in the world. And now again, video, the most incredibly powerful medium. All of us have got to start doing video. That same video now is up to 1.5 billion views. 1.5 billion views. What happens? Somebody goes, they watch the video, they say, I like this song. I want to buy the album. Click, they buy the album. Think about all of these companies. They're just giving all of those companies exactly what they want, ultimate convenience. So we've got to think about that with our businesses. What changes do we need to make? It's going to be disruptive, but what have we got to do that over here? And the companies that get onto this are going to make a lot of money. I spoke in Australia recently, and I always look for sparkly eyes. In the audience, I'm looking for sparkly eyes. I see lots of sparkly eyes. And I was talking about social media. And in the middle, I saw some sparkly eyes. There was a beautiful girl and her husband and a young man with them with thick glasses. In the front was a young guy. Eyes were sparkling. So afterwards, we had some coffee. And I said to them, tell me your story. The young guy and his wife came and he said, my wife is a personal trainer at the gym. And everybody wants to look like her. She is fantastic. The young people love her. The problem is she can charge $100 for a lesson, and she can only do 8 lessons a day, so she's limited. So we thought, let's start a business where we will take everything that she trains and we will put together an online program where people can download it, show you all the shoulders, how to get your stomach, all of the things you should be eating. And they sell the course for $60. They then ask themselves 3 questions, and these are the 3 questions we've all got to ask ourselves. The first thing is, who is your target audience that you are selling to? Who is your client base that you're selling to? They said, well, their client base is going to be young girls 16 to 30 years old. That's they want to sell to. Nobody else, that's their client base. The second question is, where do those people hang out? If they're on social media, are they on Instagram, are they on Pinterest, are they on Facebook? So they said all of those young girls, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. That's where they bring in this young guy who's a Facebook expert. By the way, Facebook, when it comes here, Facebook advertising is the best advertising in the world. They start marketing the product. Those 3 people, 1 year later, make $7 million a year. 3 people in a business. Just asking those questions. Who wants to buy our products? Where do they hang out? How do we sell to them? The young guy in the front over there, he says, I used to be a plumber, and my best friend is a personal trainer in the gym. We play rugby. So what we did is we found this big tractor tire, and we started pulling this tractor tire to build up all of our muscles. And then we thought, why don't we make a system that we can sell? So they develop a system. They call it, what do they call it there? Anchor. They call it Anchor. And then they say, who's our target market? Okay, the target market, anybody who wants to be fit. Where are we going to put it? YouTube. It's got to be on YouTube. It's got to be on Facebook. It's got to be on Instagram. So they make a video, and this is the video that they made. A simple system with the right marketing. Goes up onto YouTube. The Australian Army see it, and the Australian Army buys it for $1 million. 2 young guys. Let's put something together. Let's put it out there. This is the opportunity that we all have. We can take our products. We can put it onto video. We can put it onto picture. We put it onto social media. People will find it, and they'll buy from us. Incredible opportunities out there. The 5th area, of course, is technology. And there's huge changes. We heard about that this morning. Things are changing all the time in technology. But there's great technology out there already. Imagine going in to see a client and they say, tell me about your products. And you say, well, let me take my iPhone out and show you. And you take out your iPhone and you can show them videos. Now this is where I'm just going in one-on-one, not a big audience like this. This is the world's smallest projector. I can go in, I can put it over there, I can go on the roof. Can you imagine this? Now again, what you've got to do is you've got to do something that none of your competitors are doing. I mean, I can put it on the carpet, I can put it anywhere there. This is an iPhone showing this. I go in and I see clients, and the first thing, I have their attention immediately. Because I may have the same product as my competitors, but they don't have this little baby. I mean, it's just fantastic. Now, this here is the world's smallest projector. We can put the lights up again. And, thanks. This is the world's smallest projector over here. You just pull your iPhone out. That's what it looks like over there. When you don't need it, you hit a little button and it becomes a phone charger. 2 guys from India went over to Dubai about 6 years ago. They started a company called Merlin, M-E-R-L-I-N, Digital, Merlin Digital. They said, we're going to change the way that technology works. We're going to digitize everything. This is one of their projectors. They have another projector, similar size, that has a 2 gigabyte hard drive built into it. You can put in all of the photos of your products. You can put in your PowerPoint presentation. You can put in all of your videos. These sell for around $300.
Thank you very much, Frank. That was splendid. That was great. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to hearing more tomorrow. قبل از اون که تشریف ببرید